No maid, no valet, no nanny even.
It's 1927. We're modern folk.
Nanny will take care of Marigold, and Anna can look after you.
Really? Can she?
Of course.
Just like the old days.
Granny's here and Isabel, and we're paying a call this afternoon on Princess Mary.
Oh, has my new ball dress arrived?
Not yet, but it will.
Hello, Mary. How are you?
Ah, goosebumps right there, because the beloved cast of Downton Abbey is together again in the much anticipated film premiere, which is going to be from the writer Julian Fellowes, who joins us today. Welcome to the Morning Blend. I have been counting down the days to talk with you. I am such a fan from day one.
Nice.
Welcome.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say that. Thank you.
People here around Tampa Bay love Downton Abbey. First off, I got to ask, though, when I saw the finale of the show, I thought everything tied up so beautifully. I felt really good coming away from it. When you were putting that last spin on those last episodes, did you have any idea there was going to be a movie in the works, or did you approach it like, no chance of anything, this is the final time we see the cast?
No, for me, that was the end. I didn't think there would be a movie. I thought it was going to be too complicated because they were all spreading all over the world and these wonderful careers they've all had since we parted with them. I just thought logistically it was going to be impossible. And after all, there are lots of very, very successful series like Mad Men, like West Wing, where there is no movie. So it didn't seem to me to be inevitable at all. And it wasn't really until about a year after we'd finished that the rumbles kept going and I started to wonder if there might be a movie after all.
And here it is. We are so happy. It looks like, just based on the previews that we've been able to see, everybody's back. Is that the case? Were you surprised that everybody was like, yes, I'm in?
Well, they wanted to do it. The difficulty was how to arrange it. I mean, one of them was on Broadway in a musical. Another was making a series in Hollywood. Another was making a movie. Another one was in a play in London, and so on. So that was the difficulty. But happily, I didn't have to sort it out. Our producer, Gareth Neame, had to unravel it.
Well, you put the storyline together. And when I started doing research for this to get ready to talk with you, one of the first things that came up in the old internet search was that this Queen's visit was actually based on a true story. Is there any truth to that? Are we seeing any glimpses of what perhaps happened in history?
Oh, yes, there's a double story, really, because it was actually based on a tour of Yorkshire that King George V and Queen Mary made in 1912. And I was looking for something that would affect everyone in the house, the family, the servants, the people who live nearby, and so on. Everyone would be affected, but in a good way. I mean, you could do that if there was a malaria epidemic, but I didn't want that. I wanted a good way. And as I was reading about this royal tour, I thought, well, that would do it for us. But actually, as it happens, the King and Queen also visited Highclere, which is where we filmed Downton.
Oh, I love that. I'm so glad I was able to ask you that. And one thing I've always wanted to ask you is, as a loyal fan of the show, so many shows now have all this drama and they've got this action and everything. This was truly all about the characters that you've fallen in love with. And my boss actually gave me this example. When Violet Crawley, of course, played by Maggie Smith, makes a little quip, makes a little comment, you're kind of like, oh my. But in other shows, that wouldn't have any effect. Do you think that's been part of the success? And as you as a writer, to be able to put such personality in these characters that people fall in love with, it really stands out today.
Oh, well, that's very, very kind of you. I'm very flattered by that. But I do think, actually, any series that is successful, whether it's about astronauts or politicians in the White House or advertising men on Madison Avenue, really the reason it's successful is that you are involved with the characters. How are they doing? What's going to happen to them next? Who are they in love with? Why is their marriage going wrong? And if you're curious about all that, then you tune in again and again. I mean, you know yourself, sometimes one tries out a series. You've heard some friends talking about it or whatever, and you try it and you watch one or maybe two episodes, and then you think, I don't care about these people, I'm not interested in them, and you never watch it again. But the ones you go on with are the ones that catch at you. And I think that somehow we've managed to get that recipe right. More, I'm sure, through luck than good judgment. our array of characters and the wonderful actors who play them seem to be able to hold our audience.
Oh, they sure do. You hold the audience as well. I already want to sign the petition for Downton Abbey #2. Okay, thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but go check out the movie for yourself. Of course, the movie is in theaters on September 20th. Again, thank you for joining us today, Julian. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.